We are at the penultimate episode of Superman and Lois. This season has been absolutely wild. They have done a great job at adapting the death of Superman storyline, and in this episode we actually get a comic book accurate depiction of Doomsday, which definitely gave me chills. But I wanted to talk about season 4 episode 9 of Superman and Lois because there was so much in this episode, so let's get straight into it. And so we start off this episode with the news getting out that Superman is losing his powers, and you ask yourself, how would anybody know that? Because the only person who did the scans was John Henry Irons. Now obviously Lex now has his suit, so I think it's safe to say that Lex is the one that pulled that data from the suit's memory and figured out that Superman is losing his powers. Now Jonathan and Jordan are arguing with their dad, basically saying, look, we want to step up, we want to take out Luther. This guy is coming after our family, our mum, our dad, everyone. We need to take him out. But Superman, being the ever Boy Scout, says, no, we are not going to do this. That's not what we do. Lois, meanwhile, is losing advertisers left, right and centre, and as you know, with any media company, how are you supposed to make any money without advertisers? Lois and Clark are equally beginning to become even more frustrated about their current predicament and send the boys off to grab some food, which leads to a pretty hilarious scene because now that the world knows who Superman is, his wife and his kids, they have adoring fans camping out in Smallville, accosting the boys as they go to the local diner for a snack. And in the true fashion of capitalism, the diner owner has wasted no time in monetizing the newfound fame with Superman toys, mugs, t-shirts and bobbleheads. The boys have a look at the menu, and Jordan is distressed to find that they have named some curly fries after him, complete with a depiction of his Superboy outfit and goggles. Jonathan, meanwhile, is loving the fame, whilst Jordan just has to grin and bear it. Back over at the Smallville Gazette, Lois is poring over her murder board. No joke. Lois is poring over her timeline of Lex Luthor from when she put him in prison up until the current events, and seemingly hitting a dead wall. She gets a visit from Amanda and they go back and forth. Amanda's there to serve her with a lawsuit and not to subtly imply that Cheryl has been killed. Meanwhile, Lois tries to warn Amanda that she is not in charge, despite what Lex may have said or promised her. Superman, meanwhile, has decided to play Lex at his own game and makes an impromptu visit to his loft, and really gets under his skin and in his head. You can see the sheer delight on Superman's face as he trolls Lex, who becomes increasingly frustrated. You can see that he's turned the tables slightly on Lex and is playing him at his own game. Meanwhile, Lois, in her desperation, goes to see Bruno Mannheim in prison and asks for his help in defeating Lex once and for all. Bruno poignantly says, you had a chance to leave him to rot in prison. My wife Pia told you to leave him alone. She'd said to you, Lex is the devil, and you decided to let him free, and now you're vacationing in hell.
You. She told you he was the devil. No. You had to go and experience hell for yourself.
Poignant words from Bruno. Lois could have easily just left Lex to rot in prison, but no, her journalistic integrity got the better of her, and she said, nope, I cannot leave an innocent man in prison. And this is the result. Back in Smallville, Clark takes the boys to the Fortress of Solitude to train against the hologram of the John Henry Irons suit. The boys prove unable to match the suit, and Superman has explained that the suit was almost able to beat him at his prime. The boys leave in frustration, and Superman asks his mother what can be done to help the boys improve. She explains that their human DNA limits their potential.
Their limitations are genetic. No half-Kryptonian could be what you were.
Back in Smallville, the boys are slightly disheartened, but Superman comes up with an ingenious way to motivate them and also to have a little bit of fun with his boys. He plays a game of try and land one punch on me, and it's interesting to see that even in his weakened state, his boys literally cannot lay a finger on him.
I want you to work as a team and land a punch, if you can.
Back in Metropolis, Lex continues to unravel and Amanda confronts him about his plans. Lex says that he is in charge, no one else is in charge, and calls for the now heavily modified suit, stepping into it and flying towards Smallville. There he encounters Doomsday in the mines, desperately trying to get back to his alternative world, but Lex kills him again, unlocking his final Super Saiyan form. No joke. He basically mutates into the best looking comic book accurate Doomsday I think we've seen on any film or TV show to this date, complete with the bone spikes, the aggressive look, and just a general henchness. Lex unleashes Doomsday on Smallville. Lois in her desperation tries to reason with Doomsday like she did last time, but he is too far gone and does not remember her. He attacks her, but the boys whisk her away to safety. Just then Superman flies in to battle Doomsday, and they engage in a back and forth and a rather brutal battle. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of watching Superman get his behind whooped by Doomsday. At this point I'm just like, dude, like, come on, this guy needs like a do-over. He needs a new Kryptonian heart, whatever, something, please. Meanwhile, Lex, channeling his best Tony Stark in the Iron Man outfit impression, is watching the fight from above and states he wants to sit and watch Superman die with his own eyes this time.
This time I want to watch Superman die with my own eyes.
The fight is clearly not going Superman's way. He's not at his peak, he's taking even more and more damage, and it gets to the point where he can barely even stand up. He looks at his family and says, "I love you," as Doomsday swoops in and drags him away. You can see the look of anguish on Lois's face, Jordan and Jonathan, as this is almost a repeat of when he died the first time.
I love all of you.
And that is season 4, episode 9 of Superman and Lois. This was a wild episode to me because it was kind of like I was hoping at this point it would have given Superman, you know, a new heart, or at least given him his powers back or something. Lex continues his downward spiral. Lois continues to just be annoying at times because it's kind of like you should have like left him to rot in jail and you wouldn't have had this problem. But it's nice to see the interaction between Superman and the boys, you know, even though they're not going to be as powerful as he was during his prime. It's nice to see them training and having a bit of fun despite all the doom and gloom around them. Doomsday looks absolutely fantastic. As I said, this is probably one of the best comic book accurate portrayals of Doomsday that we've seen. Just an unstoppable force that Superman just at times just cannot deal with. And the emotion on the family's face as they see Superman fighting a losing battle against Doomsday, oh, just chef's kiss. We've only got one more episode left. I think I'm with a lot of people where I say that this has probably been one of the best adaptations of Superman we have seen, movie, TV shows, whatever. And it is a real shame that this show is coming to an end. But we have one more episode left, and it looks like, if you look at the promo, that Superman may somehow have been rejuvenated. That'd be interesting to see. And that's going to do it for the recap of season 4, episode 9 of Superman and Lois. I would love to know your thoughts in the comic book section. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of this episode? What did you think of the excellent depiction of Doomsday? Are you sick and tired of Lois making more and more stupid mistakes? Is Superman just fighting a losing battle and the inevitable is going to happen? What do you think about the boys and their powers and their limitations? And what do you think about Lex and his descent into madness and vengeance? Let me know again in the comment section below. Thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you guys on the recap for the final episode next week. I'm going to be really sad. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.